Holywiremod here, and this is going to be a video on Ninja Cube 1.0, which after 5 seconds automatically turns on, so we don't need that power button anymore. So anyway, let's look into the chat, and we can see hints right here, which says to press the EGP HUD controller on the left side of the cube to toggle the HUD. And likewise, we can sit in the chair to operate this Ninja Cube. Alright, so let's start by breaking this wood right here to separate the two components, and we'll set the chair up here. And let's take a look without the HUD. This is what the cube will look like, and once we activate the HUD by pressing right here, now the HUD is active and looks a lot better. So we have, when we press R, a set of instructions for movement that we can toggle on and off to permit you to see in that area. So WASD are the standard movements. You can go up and down, it's depending on where you're looking, but anyway, we can also ascend with space and descend with shift. And notice that in the top left hand corner we have coordinates, and that's relative to where the cube is on the map. So you always know where you are or where the person you're spying on is or what have you. So we can also continue to see that in the bottom we see a timer, and this timer is going to represent how long the cube has been active for ever since it was first duped or brought into the map. Now notice that when the cube spawned, it was facing this direction, and that's very important because on the opposite or 180 degrees behind it, there's this invisible line starting from the top to the bottom of the cube when facing this direction. Doesn't matter where you are in the map, as long as you're facing this direction. And the cube will have trouble updating the angles there because it can't tell between 0 and 360 degrees, even though they're the same thing. But what's fun is you can take advantage of this, and when looking at this line, you can strafe right then left, and your cube does a flip, and same for the opposite direction. And also when you look up, it'll do some flips, and down, it'll do some flip as well. So you can really impress your friends with some fancy flying maneuvers and whatnot. But anyway, moving on, you notice there's also a battery. Now, the battery, if you notice, kind of flickers when I move. And that's because every single action that I do with this cube will cost some battery. Now, don't panic because the battery actually recharges over a period of time. But however, if you use multiple actions at the same time, it starts to add up. So right now I'm moving forward, then I add the strafe. Now I'm adding space on top of this. Now I'm adding shift on top of all these. And as you can see, the battery is draining. Now, when I stay perfectly still, the battery will recharge at as fast as possible rate. Now, there are other things that consume battery power, such as playing a sound. So to select a sound, we can press Alt and we can go through to see different sounds and press the -1 button to trigger the sound. So you can taunt somebody with a chicken sound or a cow to call them fat, or if they tell a boring joke, you can cricket them. You know, you got crows, dogs, hawks, fly through a window like a horse, glass shatter, if you want to continue to make your people paranoid, or you can just shoot bullets at them and whatnot, and that'll work too. So there's a bunch of fun that can be had with this. Now you can also activate a smoke screen, and this smoke screen is pretty interesting because wherever you look in the smoke screen, the cloud will automatically clear up right there. So it never gets in your way of vision when you're spying on somebody. However, the people around you will have a harder time seeing you. On top of that, you can use this as kind of an escape, which is pretty nice. Now, alternatively, if you want to go into a darker area, you can do so and press F for a flashlight. Now, the flashlight will generate a random color every time you press it. There's no real reason for this other than to make it a little bit more interesting. But it's pretty useful. Now, if you use the flashlight and the smoke screen, you'll see it starts to take battery. When I move, it takes more battery. When I add more movement, stuff like before, it drains it completely. When it's drained completely, it simply turns everything off that's on, and then allows the battery to recharge from then, so it doesn't inhibit your vital functions such as movement. But anyway, that's going to conclude everything on Ninja Cube so far. So if you have any suggestions, please feel free to leave some in the comments below. I mean, this is pretty useful, and I'd like to expand on this project and see what you guys have to say about it, because you can use this thing for spying on people and whatnot, or just to send some panic or have some fun with friends. So it's really awesome. So anyway, I hope to catch you guys in the next video. Until then, I'll see you next time.